It was a celebration that encapsulated Bobcat fans. But from a cowboy not very well known. While Bobcat fans were just excited about the steer being caught on night one of the annual spring rodeo, for Nate Eggena, this was more than just a victory.
It was just like 1,000 bricks came crashing off my shoulders.
When Nate stepped on campus 3 years ago, rodeo was never the dream. That was, of course, though, until this past winter.
I had an agriculture marketing class with a buddy named Hayden Taylor. He's on the rodeo team as well, and we just got to talking about it, and he's like, you know what, you look like a bulldog, you should bulldog.
And despite having no prior rodeo experience other than helping run the family farm, Nate's never been one to back away from a challenge, earning a spot on the team this past January.
Rodeo was so new to me. I had to learn so many things, just like even riding the horse the right way, and it was just an opportunity of a lifetime, and putting on that blue and gold vest is something that I will always cherish.
While it was a short-lived rodeo career, one highlighted by a win in Miles City, Nate's drive and purpose finds himself back in Iowa working on the family farm and creating content.
I'm 200 million living souls and the ghost of millions who have lived and died for me.
From thousands to millions of views, the former Bobcat is using social media to give consumers a glimpse of his everyday life.
I think bridging that gap between the consumer and the producer is so key to having everybody work in unison, because everybody needs food, right? And so having people understand where their food comes from is so vitally important.
But even Nate knows social media can be somewhat of a highlight reel, only showing the good, which is why he's also choosing to shed light on mental health and ag, a cause that hits very close to home.
I grew up with my dad, farming alongside my dad until I was 13, and he became very sick with depression and anxiety. And a lot of people don't really get it, but you know, your brain is it's an organ too, just like anything else. And so they call it mental illness for a reason. My dad, he took his life back in 2015, and it was extremely hard for us.
And even though farm and ranch families make up less than 2% of the U.S. population, studies show that suicide rates are significantly higher in the ag industry.
Farming can be great at times. It can be so successful. It can be very lucrative. But at the same time, there are some years that you could have a drought, you could have flooding, and it doesn't go as well, right? Farmers also are isolated within their occupation, and so mental health is just extremely important in agriculture.
Nathan shared that his father was the hardest worker he ever knew, and even though life will never be the same without him, Eggena Farms will stay rooted in continuing his legacy.
Every day I'm just trying to make my dad happy, and I think my dad's smiling down at us, so at me and my family, and I'm very thankful for that, and know he's in a better place.
If you or someone you know is dealing with mental health issues, please contact the Farm Aid Hotline, which is open Monday through Friday, or please dial 988. In Bozeman, Ashley Washburn, MTN Sports.